All right. Tuesday morning here in Central Texas. And, it's going to be a great day. Every day is a good day for a couple reasons. One, God's still God. He's still in control. And two, if you live in Texas, it's a great day. Because, truth be told, you could be living in New York City. Hey, it's a good thing to live in Texas. Not everybody gets to live in Texas. So I am a proud Texan, if you haven't figured that out. Going to be a good day. Listen, I would encourage you to just say this. I know it sounds crazy, but we are fixing to hit the month of September. And guys, we get through September, all of a sudden we're going to start seeing fall. And temperatures hopefully cooling off a little bit. And, man, it gets fun. Now, we start seeing holiday stuff out and pumpkin pie. All of you pumpkin spice freaks out there. I like pumpkin pie. I don't know about pumpkin spice coffee. I like my coffee pretty much straight up. But we're this close. We're this close to that time of year and that season. And a lot of exciting stuff going to be happening at Ambassador Baptist Church where I co-pastor. So, great time to come visit us. I'm telling you, love to have you. Love to see you. Love to visit with you. So, having said that, man, let me give you something this morning. This is really good. Started the book of 2Chronicles. 2Chronicles. And remember, the book of Chronicles, it gets into a lot of detail in regard to people who served the kings. The kings got into a lot of the kings. Chronicles deals with a lot of the people who served militarily. They served in the military. They served under the kings. The people that served under David served under Solomon. And in the book of 2Chronicles, we now see Solomon is king. And these first handful of chapters really deals with Solomon building the temple. And all the detail work that went into it and all of those people that helped build the temple. And we're not going to get into a lot of that this morning. But one verse in chapter 2, verse 6. Actually, let me read verse 5 too. It says, "And the house which I build is great, for great is our God above all gods." But now notice verse 6. "But who is able to build him a house, seeing the heaven and heaven of heavens cannot contain him? Who am I then, that I should build him a house, save only to burn sacrifice before him?" Here's what Solomon's saying. He said, listen, the reason that I'm building this house is because God's a great God. He's a big God. He's a good God. So that's why I'm building him a house. He says, but I'm not building him a house to live in. I'm not building this, no matter how extravagant or how nice it is, it's not specifically for God to live in that house. And he makes this great statement. He says, because what house can contain God? What house can contain God? He says, even the heaven. Now watch this. Even the heaven. And then he says, and the heaven of heavens can't contain God. So that's space. That's the atmosphere. And then you get into the space. And then you get into beyond space, the heaven where God lives. So all of the atmosphere, all space, we haven't even, human mind cannot even comprehend the expansion or the massive space. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling over my words because I don't even know how to explain how big space is. We have yet to explore and see all that space has and contains. And Solomon knew this. Even back then, Solomon understood this, that God cannot be contained even in space, much less how do we contain him in a building. And so, let me give you this thought this morning. Sometimes we want to take God and put him in a box. And we put him up on the shelf. And when we need God, we'll go get him down off the shelf Open that box. Okay, God, I need you. And we begin praying. You know, when we go through that trial, we go through that trouble, we go through that hardship, we go pull God back down off the box or off the shelf, open that box up, and okay, God, I'm gonna pray to you, and I'm asking you for my help. But as soon as things get going good again, we put him back in that box and we put him up on the shelf. And we try to contain God. We want to contain God in a little box or a building, and sometimes we treat church that way. We get up on Sunday morning and we go to church and we have a great time because that's where God is. God is at church. And then as soon as we leave the church building, we go out and we do our own thing. And we never think about God for a minute. We never read His Word. We never pray. We never do anything in regard to giving God honor and glory throughout the week until it comes time for church time again. What are we doing? We've got God in a box. We've got God in a building. And here's what Solomon is saying. He's saying that building, even as nice and as extravagant as it is, and as elegant as it is, that is not for God to live in. It wasn't really for God at all. It was for us. It was Solomon saying, it's for me. It's for me to go and meet with God. It's for me, a place for me to go and worship God with other believers. It's for the people. So when we talk about church buildings or any type of facility where we come together, that is for us. It's not that God just lives in that little box of a building and He's not ever any place else in our lives. But it's a place for us to come and really set aside the cares of the world and meet with God. Meet with God. Solomon said, God cannot be contained. He can't. Look, if the heavens and space and miles and miles and miles of atmosphere and space cannot contain God, how can we contain Him in a building? And guys, I'm telling you this morning. Look, this is really good. He cannot be contained. He doesn't just want to be involved in your life in those moments when you need Him. He doesn't want to be the God in a box, okay? Though we try to put Him in that box, guys, He's not contained in a box. He wants to be involved in every aspect and part of your life, every day, from the time you get up, time you go to bed, and even while you're asleep, okay? He wants to be a part of your life. He wants you to trust Him and rely on Him for everything, all aspects of your life. Because after all, folks, He cannot be contained. You can't put Him in a box. That box, that church building, that's not... Look, we shouldn't just go to church and have God time and then go do our own thing. Look, God wants to be a part of your life every minute, every second of every day. He is not simply contained in a building or a box. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but guys, that means He's a big God. He's a powerful God. And He's a wonderful God. And look, if the heavens can't contain Him, then listen, we shouldn't try to contain Him either. And just know this, that if He's so big and so powerful that the heavens can't contain Him, He's big enough and powerful enough to take care of anything that's going on in your life today. Listen, I'm co-pastor Marc Smith, co-pastor at Ambassador Baptist Church in Ennis, Texas. We'd love to see you at the next appointed time. We're located 2200 Ensign Road, right across the street from the high school. Okay, we'd love to see you at the next service time. Folks, I got to bounce. It's going to be a good day, though. It's Tuesday. Another hot, steamy day here in Texas. But hey, fall's almost here. Man, I love fall. I really do. Weather gets a little cooler, and oh man, the kitchen starts filling up with all those good fall baking smells, you know. So it's going to be good. So stay with us, okay? Stay with us. Stay tuned. There's a lot of good stuff coming up. I'm telling you, you're going to miss it if you don't stay tuned, okay? So, and listen, don't put God in a box, but go to church. Get in His Word. Pray. He wants to visit with you and be a part of everything you do on a daily basis. I gotta go. See y'all tomorrow morning right here on Gleaning from this morning's reading. Bye. Love you in Jesus.